For more on Catherine O'Hara's legacy, we're joined by ABC News contributor Chris Connelly. Chris, great to have you. Catherine O'Hara had such a long and rich career, from these classic films to prominent roles right up to her passing. And her passing today came as such a shock to so many people. What do you think her overall legacy will be?
I really think the fact that she had the most talent of anyone and the smallest ego of anyone. She was so special in terms of how she could play these over-the-top, self-involved characters, and yet, as you could see, was not at all self-involved or over-the-top in her own life. And I think people treasured the opportunity to work with her. I think audiences loved her, and I think everyone in the entertainment community just absolutely adored her, not just as a performer they wanted to emulate or whose career they admired, but as a human being who was really special with amazing values. And so I think the great loss that's being felt around Hollywood today has a lot to do not just with Catherine O'Hara's body of work, which is amazing and goes back more than 40 years, with who she was as a human being. And that loss is immeasurable.
And it's so wonderful to see just how connected she was to some of her past co-stars, like Macaulay Culkin we saw there when he was receiving his star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. We mentioned some of her standout roles in Beetlejuice, personally my favorite movie growing up as a kid. Her standout roles in Home Alone and Schitt's Creek. What was it about her that made her so memorable in these projects and others?
She was just magnificently gifted. I mean, you put her up there with the absolute best of the people who did what she did. You're talking about people like, Lucille Ball and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Kathryn Hahn, and just outstanding actors in movies and television who are just great comedically. She had this amazing ability to inhabit these characters, and even if they were over the top or self-involved, you really kind of went with them. You cared about them. And in a way, Moira Rose was the crystallization of so much of what she'd done going back to SCTV in the early 80s. These, very deeply self-involved, and I guess what she said is she loves to play characters that didn't always give the impression of understanding how other people responded to them. That was Moira Rose all the way, and yet people adored her. And I think her performance got people through the pandemic, in a way that is hard to kind of quantify. And I think that's why a lot of people treasure her so much today.
Absolutely. She will certainly be missed. Chris Connelly, thank you so much. Thanks for your take. Really appreciate it.